if you have social anxiety, every single time that you go out to either a party, bar, at the mall, or whenever there's people around you, whenever there's a lot of people around you, you feel like everyone is looking at you and everyone is judging you, right? So I'm gonna talk about that on this video. Why the fuck is everyone judging you? Why people judge you, and how to stop feeling this way, right? So every time that we go out, party, work, mall, we feel like everyone is looking at us, judging us. Everywhere that we go, there's people judging us and thinking that we are weird, right? And the worst part is that everything that we do and everything that we say is awkward, dumb, stupid, or not good enough. So every single time that you do something small, that you say something small, that you're trying to tell a joke, or maybe you do tell the joke, every single time that you try to do that, it's always awkward, dumb, stupid, or not good enough. People are always judging you, right? And you can probably relate to these statements, right? Look at him, he's so weird, right? You're standing at the corner and everyone is looking at you. Oh my God, he's so weird. Oh my God, look at him. His clothes, his hair it looks a little weird. He looks awkward, right? Why did he say that? That was so stupid. Why? What was he thinking? That was so stupid. Why did he say that? You can, oh my God, look, guys, you can tell that he's anxious. You can tell that he's a loser. He doesn't have friends. No one wants to hang out with him. Who invited him? Who does he think he is, right? Let's say that you are at a party and you're having all of these thoughts and everyone is judging you. And I can just continue if you want. But I'm sure that you can relate to these statements, and I know that you have had at least one of these statements in the past. And the reason that I can relate that you can relate to these voices, and the reason that you know what I'm talking about, is because these voices and statements are super common. Every guy with social anxiety, every single one of them has these voices in their head. And every single person that is out there, and every single time that they go and interact with people, they feel judged and they have these voices in their head. Like I said, everything that they said, everything that they do is dumb, stupid, awkward, and not good enough, right? So what you gotta understand is that every single person with social anxiety has these voices in their head. Now you might be like, oh, maybe not me. Maybe I am different. I'm special. This doesn't affect me. Or, oh no, these voices are real to me, right? Maybe not to other people, but these are real to me. What you gotta understand is that what is most personal is most universal. Sorry. Meaning that if you think that you're the only one experiencing something, there's thousands of people in the world experiencing the same thing that you're experiencing. So you're not alone and you're not special, which is great, because that means that if other people were able to break free from the social anxiety, you can too, right? So my name is David Duarte, and I help shy guys in their 20s overcome the social anxiety. So I make content and I basically give you everything, the tools and everything that you need in order for you to overcome your social anxiety. But if you need my personal help to overcome your social anxiety, to stop being anxious, to stop being socially awkward, I can help you with that. If you want to be free from your social anxiety, and if you want to be able to approach the cute girl at the grocery store without feeling anxious or socially awkward, if you want to make friends at the gym and then fist bumping the guys and make the jokes without feeling like people are judging you, I can help you to do that with my help. And the best thing is that you are a few days from being free from your social anxiety. You can notice changes and you can feel more confident around people in less than 90 days. So if you need an extra help to overcoming your social anxiety, I'm going to leave a link on the description. Continue watching the video. Oh, the second point is, why the fuck people are judging you? Like, what's wrong with people? What's the matter with people that they are there to get you and look at you and thinking that you're weird and thinking that you're dumb? Why people judge you in the first place? Let me tell you the truth, and the truth will set you free. People are egocentric as fuck. If there's a creature that is just thinking about themselves, that is a human being. Because the only thing that people think about, let's say when you are, the example of the party, right? You are at a party, and the only thing that people are thinking about is themselves, their problems, their lives, and their performance with other people. So while you are worrying about what they're thinking about you, feeling like everyone is thinking that you are stupid, weird, awkward, not good enough, you feel tense, you feel anxious, you feel nervous because there's people around you looking at you, judging you, thinking about you, laughing at you, No one is. Because everyone is so worried about themselves that they don't have enough time to judge you or to look at you or to think about you. That is the truth. Because if you read and if you study every single book about the human psychology, about communication, about the human psychology, you will find that all of them say the same thing. People love to talk about themselves and to think about themselves. Let me give you an example, right? This book is super popular, How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you want to be the coolest motherfucker in a room, and if you want everyone to love you and like you, you just gotta make them talk about themselves and listen to them and make them feel important. That's it. You don't have to be cool. You don't have to be funny. You don't have to tell the craziest story. You just gotta sit down, be quiet, listen to them, and make them talk about themselves, right? So if they say, yeah, yesterday I went to the mall. Oh, you went to the mall. What did you do? And yeah, I did X, Y, and Z because of this. And you're not going to believe me. This happened to me. Wow, that happened to me. That's so funny, man. So how do you feel? If you just make them talk about themselves, they're going to love you. Because human beings just talk and focus on themselves, their problems, and their lives. No one gives a fuck about you. If you're at a party, no one gives a fuck about you. Now, instead of be like, oh my God, no one gives a fuck about me, that means that no one loves me and I am nobody and I need people to like. No, instead of use it against you, you can use it in your advantage. Dude, no one gives a fuck about me. What an amazing, those are amazing news. Because if nobody gives a fuck about me, that means that I can be myself. That means that I can tell the joke. That means that I can mess up. Because if I do something that is ridiculous, or if I say something that is stupid, they're gonna forget it anyway. So this can set you free, and this can help you to be less anxious around people, because you will understand that people are not thinking about you. They are not obsessed about you, right? Because no one is laughing at you, because they are so busy thinking about themselves. This is how it actually looks. Because in your head, you're like, oh my God, that person looked that I almost tripped, and he can tell that I'm nervous. That guy over there saw me, he gave me a bad look. Maybe he sees that I'm nervous or that I'm awkward, right? We start to be obsessed with ourselves. But the reality is, the same way that you're obsessed with yourself is the same way that they are obsessed with themselves, right? So this is how it actually looks. You're here nervous, worried about what other people are thinking about you. You feel judged. You feel like everyone is looking at you. But this is the reality. They are thinking the same thing. Oh, what is he thinking of me? Oh my God, I hope that he likes me, right? They're telling you jokes. Oh, what's the joke funny enough, right? They are too busy on themselves that they're not even thinking about you, right? Now, that's the first step. It can help you to make you feel less anxious. But now, I'm not gonna neglect the fact that you feel judged. I'm not gonna neglect the fact that you feel like everyone is looking at you, right? Because fair enough, this can help you to be like, okay, maybe people are not looking at me, but you think that people are looking at you. That's why you feel anxious and nervous, because you feel like everyone is looking at you. So how can we change this? How can we stop feeling like this? And why do we feel like everyone is judging you and looking at you and thinking that you're weird, dumb, stupid, and not good enough? It is because the problem is not outside, the problem is inside. Because the voices that you have in your head, like, look at him, he's so awkward, his clothes, his hair look weird, why did he say that was so stupid? You can tell he's anxious, you can tell he's a loser, he doesn't have friends. I can continue. The reason that we have all of these statements is because nobody is thinking about them, nobody but you. Right? Because you gotta understand that these voices are coming, and these statements are coming from two different places. The first one is you. Because right now, there's nobody judging you at the party, nobody but you. So the first place where these statements and these negative sentences are coming from is from you, because of the way that you treat yourself, because you are against you, because you are the only one judging yourself, because you are your worst enemy right now. And this is a huge problem, because when you go out, when you talk to strangers, when you talk to people, you tend to attack yourself. right? So let's say you are talking to the pretty girl, to your crush, and you say something that, wasn't really interesting, or that wasn't really that funny. Oh my god, that was so stupid. Why did I say that? Oh, come on, man. That was so awkward. Why did I say that? I'm so dumb. That's why I don't have friends. That's why people don't like me. That's why I don't have a girlfriend. That's why people don't want to hang out with me, because I'm so awkward. I'm so stupid. I'm so pathetic. I'm so dumb. Right? You start to attack yourself. And once again, your worst enemy and the only person judging you here is you. So you gotta change, and you gotta stop this as soon as you can, because you have to realize that you are the only and your own hero. You are your own coach, and you should be you should be a fan of yourself, because no one is gonna be here for you. No one is gonna help you to get the girls, because think about this: all the guys want the girl that you want. All the guys want the success that you want. All the guys wanna live the life that you wanna live. But if you are against you, you will lose, because no one else is here for you but you. That's why you gotta change the way that you talk to yourself, the way that you see yourself, the way that you treat yourself, because no one is gonna believe you. No one is gonna be here for you besides your mom, right? Yes, I know that you have fucked up. I know that you have messed up. I know that you did the things that you shouldn't have done, or I know that you didn't do the things that you shouldn't have done. But keep fighting with yourself, and being negative on yourself won't help it, because it will not give you a strength to fight and conquer other parts of your life, the real things that need to be conquered and attacked. So you should start to be on the same side of yourself, so you can conquer other things in your life. And you should practice acceptance, because hey, you're not where you want to be just yet, and that's okay. You cannot control certain things in your life, like your anxiety. Let's say you hate yourself, or you don't like yourself because you feel anxious around others, or you are awkward around others, or you feel tense around others. You cannot control how your body feels. But what you can control is how you react to how your body feels. Let me give you an example, right? When I first started doing this, I remember that I approached a girl at the gym. She was doing cardio. She was super hot and super cute, right? And I remember that I was like, I'm going to approach her. I'm going to challenge myself, and I'm going to approach her. But the thing is that there was a lot of people around me that these made me super nervous, because I was like, oh my God, they're going to look at me. They're going to see that I'm approaching her, that I'm asking her out, right? I approached her anyways. I didn't want to do it. I was super scared, but I still did it. And I love that. I love the fact that something that was on my control, I did it right. So I approached her. I was like, hey, I think that you're cute. My name is David. And as I extended my hand to shake her hand, right? Hey, my name is David. What's your name? As I extended my hand, since I was super nervous and anxious, my hand was shaking. And she literally saw that, right? She looked at my hand, and she was like, kind of like shocked, because I was super nervous, right? So instead of me attacking myself, instead of me like, I'm so dumb, so pathetic, so stupid, why did I fuck this up? No one likes me. No one is going to be there for me, right? Instead of being like that, I just accepted it. And I won, not because it wasn't great, not because my performance was great, not because I was confident. I won because I didn't want to do it, but I still did it. Because I did the best thing that I had under my control, which is my actions. Fair enough, my body was against me, but I cannot control my body. So that's why I won. It is the same thing with you, man. So instead of attacking yourself, you gotta accept yourself for where you are right now, with the things that you have, with your weaknesses. I know that you have fucked up, and I know that it's hard to accept yourself. But little by little, and with little progress, with little small wins, you will be able to be where you want to be. Because let me give you another example. Like, let's say that you get upset and you start to attack yourself. I'm so weak and pathetic because I cannot lift 300 pounds. You can only lift 100 pounds, and that's okay. Because little by little, with small progress, you will be eventually able to lift 300 pounds. So you gotta accept where you are right now and be more compassionate with yourself. Because if you don't do this, you are gonna be your worst enemy, and you will not be able to conquer other things in your life and live in life in general, right? because this was me, right? A few years ago, right? I was fat as fuck. I hated myself, but I just had to accept it. This person, this little guy right here, he wasn't smart enough. He wasn't disciplined enough, but that's okay. I fucked it up. I know that I fucked it up. I had to accept it and be compassionate with myself. You have, because I can promise you that you have a lot. So can you promise me this? Just change this in your life. Change the way that you talk to yourself, the way that you are talking to yourself, the way that you're talking every time that you mess up, and just practice more self-compassion, acceptance, and love. And you will be able to be less anxious. I can promise you this, right? So another thing is that there's another place where these negative talk and these negative statements are coming from, which is called the inner critic, right? So the inner critic is the voice in your head, and it's the voice that you have in your head. That this voice appears every single time that we go out, every single time that you perform something, or after you perform, or when you didn't perform, or before you perform. It is always there judging you, right? So what I want you to understand is that you are not this voice. It feels like that your mind is super negative, and it feels like this voice is you, but this is not your voice. That's why you have to give it a name. I call this voice the Green Goblin, because let me show you and let me give you an example. So I really like this part because it basically, this is what happens to us a lot of the times, right? When we go out, when we are talking to people, there's always a voice in our head. So this is why I love this part. Let me show you.
Coward, we have a new world to conquer. You make me sick. Leave me alone, please. Hiding in the shadows. Hiding from who you truly are. You can't escape.
So this is basically, right? This is what happens to us when we go out, right? As you can see, here's not the mask, right? The mask is basically alive. So it is the same thing that happens here. Your inner critic is basically, we can say it's alive, right? And it's always, every single time, is judging you and telling you why you're not good enough, why you are dumb, the things that you do or the things that you say are awkward, dumb, stupid, and pathetic, right? So I want you to separate yourself and understand that this is we can say this is like the mask of the Green Goblin, right? So this is the inner critic that you have to conquer. So it judges you before you try something. So let's say, like the same thing with me, right? There was a girl, there's a cute girl, and your inner critic starts to saying why you shouldn't do it and why this is gonna go wrong. So it starts to project the worst case scenario. She will reject you. She will think that you're a weirdo. You don't have what it takes to take the opportunity. She's out of your league. They're gonna think that you're weird, right? So this voice starts to jab, the Green Goblin, right? Starts to jab and starts to tell you why you're not good enough, why you're gonna fuck it up, the worst case scenario, and that's why you're afraid to take action. Or if you're gonna take action, you do it nervous and anxious because because you believed these statements, you believed your inner critic, and it also appears after you try something. So you approach the girl, same thing with me, since I was practicing the inner critic and the things that I'm going to talk about later. And by the way, if you want me to help you apply this in your life, and you want me to do this for you, like I said, I always leave a link on the description, right? So that I can apply this in your life. But since I started applying the things that I'm going to talk about later, when I got anxious, it didn't affect me as it used to, because I didn't let the inner critic bully me, basically, right? So it judges you after you try something. So when you approach the girl, oh, she's probably thinking that you're a weirdo. Or you see, no one likes you. Or you were boring. You're always boring. That's why no one wants to be your friend. They could tell that you were nervous and awkward, right? Or that thing that you said, why did you say that? That was so stupid. She's probably thinking that you're weird. She's probably thinking that you're awkward. That was so stupid of you. Why did you do that, right? It attacks you after you tried something, like approaching a girl, telling a joke, or maybe talking to a stranger or someone that you don't know, right? And it interpret anything as you're not good enough or you suck at talking to people. So let's say you're talking to someone and someone looks away, right? Maybe it's a stranger, right? Because I had cases. I don't want to give another example because I don't want to make this too long. But I had cases where I have spoken to people before. I would always blame the inner critic. Would always blame on myself. Oh, they look away because you are weird, because you approach them in a weird way, or it's your fault. But someone people look away because they are nervous, because they feel uncomfortable talking to people. They have social anxiety too. So that's why they look away. Or someone check their phone. Maybe they have a super important message. Maybe someone just died and they are talking to someone that, not that just died, but someone that maybe a family member, right? And they gotta check on their phone. Oh, if they check their phone, oh yeah, because you're not interesting enough. Or someone goes to the bathroom. Oh yeah, let me go to the bathroom real quick. Oh, you see, they're going to the bathroom. They're gonna talk to their friends that they're on a date, and you're with this guy that is super awkward and super anxious, and right. This is the real enemy, because everything is interpreted. I don't know how to say everything. If a person does something, it means that you suck or you're not good at talking to people. So that's basically once again, the voice, the Green Goblin is not gapping, yapping. You're not good enough. You see, you suck. You see, people don't really like you, right? So the best way to conquer the real enemy is not by attacking it. Like, oh, you see, they don't like you. What do you mean they don't like me? They like me. They like. Don't attack it, right? You gotta acknowledge it. Be aware of the thing that it's saying rather than attacking it. Listen to the voice when you go out, when you talk to people, when you approach the girl, when you go to the streets. Just listen to this voice. And use the gun that you carry all the time. Use your phone, right? So go on your notes, for example. Oh yeah, my friend Joshua. I felt nervous around my friend Joshua, and I had this voice telling me that he was thinking that I'm weird, right? Have this in your voice to do this exercise later, right? So listen to this voice when you go out, and then separate your voice from this. Separate yourself from this voice. That's why I like to call it the Green Goblin, because it's like, oh, the Green Goblin is trying to is talking to me, or is speaking right now. Instead of be like, oh my god, my mind is so negative and all of that. If I put it a name, subconsciously I'm able to separate myself from this voice. So I'm like, oh, the Green Goblin is gossiping or is yapping again. What is he telling me? And then after that, I like to. You should do this there's 4 ways. I don't want to make this too long, so I'm gonna give you the true thing that really helped me. So there's something called awareness log. So with the awareness log is every situation that you feel like this voice is attacking you, or you feel anxious, nervous, or whatever the case is, you gotta write and do this exercise. So basically, I remember when I started doing this, and this is super helpful by the way. You should do this almost or not every day. This is a must, right? So I was at the wedding and everyone was looking at me, right? And some people that knew me from church, they were there too. So I was a little tense walking around, and I felt my chest was like racing, and I felt like everyone was looking at me, right? So this is the thing that you should do, right? So first, this is called awareness log. You should do this every day. You gotta write the situation down, the emotions that you were feeling at that moment, the body sensations, the automatic thoughts, what the Green Goblin or the inner critic was saying, and then change the perspective. Oh shit, I fucked it up. Change the perspective and see and change that. Basically change that statement. I'm gonna give you an example, right? So I was at the wedding, right? I felt tense walking around people, and then my chest. Sorry, I wrote this bad. My chest was racing. Right? I felt my chest was racing. So the emotions that I felt was anxious. I felt anxious, worried, nervous, inferior, and unloved. Right? You gotta choose one of these body emotions, and then what were the thoughts that I was having, right? Everyone's thinking that I look stupid, dumb, ridiculous. People that know you are thinking that you are a failure, and everyone is ahead of you. The guys over there are cooler than you are. You are a loser, pathetic, right? That was the inner critic speaking to me, right? The perspective that I gave to it, and I'm like, okay, is this true, right? Because you're gonna see this voice is super negative, and it is almost like funny at some point, because like, what the fuck, this thing is so negative, bro. Like you're gonna be like, oh, this is actually funny because it's telling me something that's so ridiculous, right? So change the perspective, question, and basically question this statement. Everyone's thinking that I look stupid and dumb, ridiculous. No one was thinking that about me. In fact, like I said, no one gives a fuck about me. Everyone is focusing on themselves. And in fact, I was looking good and fresh. I was looking good. My outfit was good, looking good, right? No one was thinking that. All people that know you are thinking that you're a failure, that everyone is ahead of you. No one was thinking that. They have not even talked to me. Yeah, they didn't even talk to me to be like, oh, he's a failure because of X, Y, and Z, right? They were not assuming anything. Some of them, right? Some of the guys that are the same age as I am are still trying to figure things out, right? Maybe I'm ahead of them. Who knows? But hey, this is not true, right? And then the guys over there are cooler than you are. You're a loser. I said what's up to one of them, and he might be like thinking like, oh wow, this guy approached me. He's like, yo, what's up? How you been? Oh, what a cool guy, right? So I manually changed the perspective that the inner critic is telling me, and trust me, when you do this, this really helps, right? And another thing, I don't want to make this too long, so another thing is soften the statements. Notice that every single time, and a lot of people that have social anxiety have the same thing. The voice says, you're always boring. You have nothing to offer to anyone. No one likes you. Everyone thinks that you are a loser. You always run out of things to say, right? It's always no one, everyone, right? It's always like super exaggerated the statements. You gotta soft the statements, right? Instead of being like, you're always boring. Not all the times. I mean, people laughed. You have nothing to offer to anyone. Not to anyone, of course. I have my values, I have my passion, I have my hobbies. Maybe I can help someone with, I don't know, with marketing, right? Because I got good at it. Maybe I can help someone with doing cocos because I got good at it. Of course, I'm not gonna offer everything to anyone because I suck at cooking. Maybe there's people that are good at cooking and I'm not good at it, right? So I cannot offer anything to them, of course, but I can help other people that have the same values, the same passions, the same hobbies that I have. Some people, no one likes you. Some people do. Some people think that I'm actually smart. Some people actually think that I'm a funny person, that I'm cool, right? Everyone thinks that you're a loser. Everyone. They don't even know me. How come they are thinking that I'm a loser if they don't even know me, right? Same thing. You always run out of things to say. Not all the times. I got stuff to talk about depending on the person, right? So these are the ways that you soften the statements and stop to basically not attacking but conquer your inner critic. The point here is not to attack it, is to be aware of it and make it less powerful. And the less powerful you make it, the less anxious you're gonna be. So if you, like I said, if you need my personal help to help you with this and apply this in your life, I always leave a link in the description. Thank you for watching.